Okay, so the Goose story is I was on KGS and I was playing someone and I had won the game and they insisted on playing it up to the end and they were rushing. And I thought that there was a certain pattern on the board that if they keep rushing, they might rush. If I can encourage them to rush the dame, it might activate a cut. But I had already won. But, keep thinking of the next strategy or whatever. So I filled the dame, and he kept pass. And he was telling me to pass. And I was filling the dame because I wanted to see if he would, play too fast and let me activate this cut. And it was just like, I was just trying to get like one, I was going to get 1 point out of it because he's supposed to fix after the dame. So it was 1 point. So fight for every point, right? And he kept telling me to pass. And he ended up filling the dame himself, and I activated the cut. And then he got really mad at me and started yelling at me in chat. So I called the moderator, and then he started wasting moves. He wouldn't finish the game. He kept wasting moves. He started like filling his own territory. And I started passing, and he wouldn't pass. So I called a moderator saying my opponent wouldn't finish the game. The moderator told him, "Why are you not finishing the game?" He said, "My opponent wasn't finishing the game. Your opponent was playing dame." He told him that the opponent was playing dame. That's well within their right. But you're just filling your own territory. That's bad manners. And he's like, he was bad manners. And then he started talking to the other guy in their native language or some other language. And I was curious what they were saying. So I copy-pasted it into Google Translate. Okay? I copy-pasted it into Google Translate. And that is where the conversation got really interesting. Because he pretty much said, he's like, why do I have to fill Yosei against the game's already decided in his mind because I had already had enough of a lead to win. I should have just passed instead of trying to get more points. He said the game was already done. I shouldn't have to fill dame, and the moderator was telling him that it's not against the rules to fill dame, and not against the term of service to fill dame, and it's not even considered rude to fill dame. And he was explaining to him, he said something that I'm sure in his language was some sort of cuss word or strongly worded phrase, but Google Translate translated as "Up my goose, I'm gonna finish Yosei." And so I shared this story on Twitch, and we were laughing about the phrase "Up my goose, I'm gonna finish Yosei." And I was laughing about how the Yosei and the dame activated a cut to make him say "Up my goose, I'm gonna do that." And someone said that it was a Goose Tesuji. It's now a Goose Tesuji. And so the joke ended up taking on its own form of becoming our own internet go term of Goose Tesuji, where you fill dame and it activates a cut and bad things happen. So basically, if you activate a cut in Yosei, or your opponent misses a cut being activated in Yosei, we started referring to that as a Goose Tesuji because the story and joke ended up taking on its own form through back and forth interaction between me and chat with the story. Yeah, Google Translate's amazing, okay? Google Translate's awesome. When someone starts getting really mad and they start arguing in another language, just copy-paste it into Google Translate. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, that's the story of the Goose Tesuji.